Next on Worcester News tonight, a close call for a mother and daughter almost hit by a car. Now police hope the driver comes forward. Plus, a new firearms training tool for Worcester police officers. A look at the drills and exercises being done. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A frightening scene for a mother and daughter as a car speeds past a stopped school bus, almost hitting them. Now police are asking for help identifying the driver. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke to the mother about the close call today and has the story.
Ashley Makrodakis was picking up her 7-year-old daughter off of the school bus here on Friday when an SUV came feet away from hitting them. The close call caught on camera by the school bus's dash cam. The bus's driver hitting the horn, but the SUV keeps going. Ashley and her daughter Lila say it was a terrifying moment.
I grabbed her hand, started asking her about her day. All of a sudden heard a very loud beep and stopped just in time to see a car whizzing right past us. I just started crying my eyes out and ran back to the bus to thank Steve and for being so attentive and alerting us.
We almost got hit. I'm scared.
Had either one of them been hit by the vehicle, we probably would have had a fatality. Based on the speed of that vehicle going by and the fact that they had no anticipation that the vehicle was there.
Millbury police say the SUV failed to yield and stop to the school bus, which had its lights and stop sign open. Ashley says the bus driver saw the suspect texting behind the wheel.
I was so angry, and then that anger kind of turned into sadness because this could have ended so much worse. You trust people to stop when they're supposed to and look out for the safety of you and your child, and that was definitely not the case.
Police are asking the driver of the SUV to come forward. In the meantime, Ashley has a message for them.
I just want them to know what they almost did, and they literally almost wiped out half of our family by something stupid and reckless that they were doing.
Now, Millbury police say they weren't able to read the license plate numbers off of the video because of how fast the SUV was traveling, but they are investigating. In Millbury, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Glad they're okay. Thank you, Brittany. An unpaved road in Douglas is causing issues for residents on the street. Perry Street is covered in potholes, and some residents say something needs to be done. One resident even went so far as to threaten the highway superintendent and town administrator.
Flaming out on people on the internet, it's really not the way, or leaving messages or saying inappropriate things really isn't the way to get things done. We work with residents all the time. Just call, make the request. We usually run right out there and take a look at it, and we'll come up with a solution that's satisfactory for people.
One woman who lives on the street says her car has been damaged while driving down the road.
It's becoming a huge ditch full of water, and most cars like mine couldn't make it through, so I had to take an alternate route just to, leave the house.
And the town administrator says the Perry Road extension is a private way. The town has been spreading gravel to make it passable for emergency vehicles, but ultimately it's up to the homeowners to pay for repairs. The administrator says residents can file a valid petition at the next town meeting, and if approved, they can replace the bad part of the road. A new simulator at the Worcester Police Department is helping officers train for real-life scenarios. It will help officers make split-second decisions and communicate during serious situations. Our Chandler Walsh got a look at the new simulator today and has more.
Drop it. Good. Drop it.
Worcester police officers respond to live-action scenarios on their new Milo training simulator. The Milo range has more than 400 video scenarios, from domestic calls to active shooters.
These are situations every single day our officers are dealing with.
The videos are interactive and change depending on officers' commands and actions.
Turn slowly and show us your hands.
While another officer directs the computer program, prompting the different outcomes.
If they don't de-escalate, if they don't slow down, if they don't drop the gun, if they don't drop the knife, or the officer isn't giving the right verbal commands, it goes to a different scenario, and the officer, they could shoot, they could attack the officer.
The goal of the simulator is to improve officers' reaction time and decision making. Patrolman Paul Sear teaches the training and says it helps officers to communicate better and know when to take more serious action.
If a situation can be de-escalated, we want that situation to be de-escalated. And if force has to be used, we want to make sure the officers are using the proper amount of force.
At the end of each training, officers discuss how they reacted with instructors. Sear says the simulator allows for critiques officers wouldn't normally get.
So when we're doing it in here, giving them feedback, it gives them tools or techniques to say, maybe I could have done better.
Police Chief Stephen Sargent says the department will still do their regular training. He says the simulator is another tool to improve the department.
The more you train, the more confident the police officer becomes. And the more confidence, the less stress, the better decisions.
The department is training all officers and recruits on the Milo Range. It's an ongoing training. They say they're having officers come in for a couple hours during their shifts to train every day. Olivia?
Very interesting. Thank you, Chandler. St. Vincent Hospital is raising awareness for heart health. The hospital hosted a heart fair to remind people to take better care of themselves and prevent heart disease. St. Vincent's Jeffrey Welch hopes the fair helps the community lead healthier lifestyles.
We have a great cardiac program here at St. Vincent Hospital. We do TAVRs. We've done over 250 TAVRs. We do MitraClips. And it's so important to the community to help the community live happy, healthier lives.
And the fair included blood pressure checks and healthy cooking demonstrations for Heart Month. In an effort to help raise awareness about the opioid epidemic, a Massachusetts mother wrote a book about her son's death. The Assumption College graduate became addicted to pain pills after several surgeries, and now she wants to make sure no other parent ever has to go through her pain. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
Christopher Genovese started playing hockey when he was 4 years old. He quickly became a star in the sport, eventually going to Assumption College where he was a team captain. But along the way, he suffered injuries, had 6 surgeries, and was prescribed opioids for pain.
I could tell he liked it. You know, that was the only thing. He lived away, so I didn't see him daily. I wasn't quite sure, so I, kind of let it out of my mind.
Kate Genovese is Christopher's mom. Known as Gino to his friends, she says he became addicted to the painkillers, and after he left college, it continued. It's when he then started using heroin and fentanyl.
I knew something was up when he asked me for his rent money. He didn't have any rent money, and he was making more money than me.
Gino was on a downward spiral. He was getting arrested, and it caused a lot of tension in the family. They tried to get him into rehab, but he wouldn't go.
Every time we mentioned it, he'd leave, like he'd go to a friend's house for a couple of weeks.
On May 28, 2016, Kate was visiting family when her husband found Gino on their couch at home. He died from an accidental overdose at the age of 30.
I was in a daze still. I got home and almost felt like he was going to be there.
After his passing, Kate wrote a book called Hat Tricks from Heaven. She wanted to tell Gino's story to help others.
I would like kids to really take a look at my story. I mean, do you want to end up with losing friends? Your whole physical being changes.
Kate says she hopes it can help parents who are dealing with addiction and wants people to know it can happen to anyone.
He wasn't brought up like that, but it didn't matter because an addiction is a disease, and he had the disease of addiction. And I think that is the biggest message.
Now, Kate says so far she's sold about 2,000 copies and hopes to one day open a sober house in Gino's memory. Olivia.
All right, thank you, Rosalind. Politicians, medical experts, and drug treatment advocates from across New England gathered to discuss the opioid crisis in Boston today. This was part of the Washington Post Addiction in America series. One topic touched upon dealt with safe injection sites where people bring their drugs in off the street and receive clean needles or other equipment to use them under supervision. Governor Charlie Baker says he is skeptical.
My biggest concern with it is there was very little information that suggested that this was a path to treatment. And I am really interested in paths to treatment because our goal here should be to get people into treatment.
And safe injection sites are illegal under federal law, but states and cities are exploring the idea. One Boston nonprofit already operates a facility where drug users can ride out their high but not inject their drugs under medical supervision.
To keep Canada's hopes alive, she is stopped! The United States wins gold in Pyeongchang.
Well, what an amazing performance in the 2018 Winter Olympics. Team USA finally getting redemption with a win over Canada. The game going into a nail-biting shootout, and when it was over, Team USA fans could not contain their excitement. Women's hockey has not won a gold medal game since 1998, and the team has a lot of local connections, including Captain Megan Duggan, who is from Danvers. Tonight, we're hearing from Duggan's family and friends as they celebrate the big win. Cassie Arsenal has more.
It may have been 3 a.m. here in the United States, but that didn't stop anyone in Danvers, Massachusetts from catching the game.
It was a long night.
Osborne Tavern in downtown Danvers filled with Megan Duggan fans showing hometown love.
Megs is awesome. She's like the all-American girl, and we've known her our whole lives.
A two-time silver medalist now bringing home gold, a nail-biter to the very end against their rivalry, Canada.
The shootout was wild. I mean, like I told you earlier, I was banging tables like, this has got to happen. You got to be proud of the silver medals, but the gold is the best in the world.
Her family blown away from all the hometown support while they were in Pyeongchang.
Sending love and support, especially after the win. Everybody was just, they couldn't be happier for Megs.
A moment that meant the world to Megan, and a world away in Danvers, Massachusetts. The win, a ripple effect for all those young and old watching their hometown hero.
Go USA!
Just following her journey is absolutely amazing. She's such an unbelievable role model.
Danvers is already planning Megan's homecoming. Her dad told me today they're not sure when they're going to be back, but they cannot wait to get back and celebrate with everyone. In Danvers, Cassie Arsenal, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, well, that'll do it for us for now. Anna Batari is back at 10 on channel 193. I'm Olivia Lemon. Thank you for watching and have a great night.